Today we are reviewing the new Ping G440 driver lineup. So we've got the Max version. This is designed for ultimate forgiveness. We know how popular that G430 was. We're now looking at the 440 as the maximum forgiving driver. We've then got the LST, the low spin head, typically for your quicker club head speeds, but generally for those that are trying to bring that spin rate down. And then we've got the SF Tech version, straight flight technology, the draw biased head as well. Okay, so we're going to kick off with this Max version. So this Max head is designed for forgiveness, but they have added some element of speed this year. They've got a hotter and thinner face to try and add speed as well. We know how popular that G430 Max was. Then they brought out that Max 10K. Can this G440 Max improve on that from last year? Okay, so let's hit a few shots. Let's see how it's performing. But first of all, let's just take a look at this. Certainly in that plane position, it looks really good, doesn't it? Obviously, they've now got this carbon fly wraparound in this Max head, as opposed to just the LS last year. And they're saying that they've freed up weight in the hosel. That's allowed them to sort of redistribute the CG a little bit lower in the face to help increase the MOI. We're seeing that a lot, aren't we? All about increasing the MOI, trying to make it as forgiving as possible. Still got the adjustable sleeve. It's got this 29 gram back weight, which gives you neutral draw and fade, so we can really get it sort of dialed in when it comes to fitting. Okay, so let's hit a few shots. Let's give you my honest opinion. Just a little note on the looks. I like the blue look. Obviously, I think I prefer it to the yellow last year, to be honest. It is always personal, but I do think the blue and black finish looks pretty good. And again, what we find with Ping, you know, we see it quite often with Ping. They don't make drastic changes year on year. They've still got the turbulators. You know, they've had that now for several years, all about trying to maximize the speed. But the thinner face, I think, is probably the big one this year for Ping, trying to maintain that forgiveness that they've built in the previous models. They've tried to improve the sound. They did that in the G430, continuing that with the 440, but now trying to just get a bit more speed through this thinner face. Okay, so let's hit a few. Again, I've got the 10 side black 55 gram stiff shaft here. Not bad. Now, I don't think it'd take a rocket scientist to predict that there's a high chance they're going to bring out the 10K version, isn't there, as they did with the 430. Just a bit left. A little bit left with that one. Yeah, good, quite high. Yeah, 151 ball speed, not the quickest. You know, for me, a good one. If I can push it to 160, we know that we're starting to max out. Yeah, pretty good there, 289. Surprisingly very low spin there, 1700. Feels nice and solid. Yeah, decent hit there, 285. Ball speed just creeping up a touch. I will do a head-to-head as well with the G430 because it does feel good, I must admit, but I think getting it in a head-to-head with the 430 would be good to sort of see the improvements. But so far, so good. Good hit, just pushed it. That one felt nice, that was the best hit. Yeah, so good, you know, near enough 155 ball speed. Slightly high, if anything, with the launch. But again, the good thing here, we've got the 10.5 head, we can loft it down. Spin is pretty good again, just a little bit high, but again, you would expect that, wouldn't you? You know, with that low CG, that 29 gram weight, if anything, it's going to pop it up in the air a touch. Yeah, pretty good as well. Yeah, first 2 or 3 weren't great. Last probably 5 there, incredibly consistent. I mean, from shot number 3 to shot number 8, we had a range from 280 to 289, so incredibly consistent once we got the first couple out of the way there. But it did feel very high. We would probably expect that in the Max head, a little bit higher launching, higher spinning. So I'm going to move on to the LST because I would imagine that would be better suited for my game. Okay, so into this LST head, low spin technology. I'd say for those that are just trying to get that spin down, I do like again that they've got an adjustable weight in this. Some companies don't have that, but you can make it neutral, draw and fade again. So that's a nice touch that I say a lot of companies don't have that, but I think that will help when it comes to the sort of fitting process. So again, you can see it straight away just in the shape of the head, a little bit more pear-shaped. Face sits nice and neutral to me there. So yeah, looks really pleasing on the eye, better than the Max head. Yeah, really good, like that. Decent ball speed, decent spin, 287. Quite happy with that. Again, felt nice and solid. Good hit, wow. Yeah, that was a much better hit, 297. Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? Once you get that spin number right, that distance just jumps up, doesn't it? So important when it comes to your fitting. If you're looking at this club, you know, getting that spin number is crucial. Remember, they do have the SFT head, which I'm not going to try today, but for the slicers out there, you know, something for you to look at. And the good thing this year, they have the draw and the draw plus setting as well. So that's, you know, for if you really slice it, the draw plus setting is good. But so far, this LST looking very nice indeed. Bit high on the face, but again, we'll take that all day. What I found, you know, I had the 425 LST, and I found for me, it didn't have much consistency, much forgiveness at all. And we saw it in the 430, and I'm seeing it in this as well. It feels a lot more forgiving than its predecessors. So you can see here on the dispersion, not a lot between them, which highlights that the LST is definitely more forgiving now compared to the Max. But I definitely felt like I was getting a little bit more out of that LST. And just going through the numbers from left to right, actually seemed to be moving the LST quicker, wasn't consciously. That produced more ball speed. And we can definitely see there lower launch, lower spin with that LST, and for me, you can see that was giving me a bit more carry, 261 compared to 256 carry, and then the total 288 for 281. So for my swing, LST was clearly the best one, but as I always say, it is down to the individual. The LST was definitely working for my game. If you want a fairway finder, definitely check out this G440 Max head. Super forgiving, looks good, feels good. If you want a bit of a bomber, lower spinning, check out the LST. Felt fantastic, was great for my game, could be good for your game too.